Hi guys, hope everybody is doing really well. Today I've got a shop tour and I'm going to do the first ever shop tour I've ever done on YouTube, and I'm going to attempt to show everybody my collection. And the reason I'm doing this shop tour is for one of my best friends, which is Graham Forrest, has got a wonderful brother called Alan Forrest, and apparently Alan is obviously, apart from being fantastic, handsome, good looks, which I'll show you a picture now. Wonderful. Apart from that, he is also Graham's brother, who is probably the most talented man I've ever met in my life, who I first purchased this wonderful plane from eBay with these wonderful dovetails, which have all been hand peened in, and I was amazed. And from that time, Graham has made some absolutely exquisite things, like this beautiful twisted hammer, which I've no idea how you would even make such a thing, and this one-of-a-kind homemade Timmins wrench, which is crafted out of brass and ebony. Now, Graham's obviously super talented, and he was a plumber by trade, and so was Alan. And Alan must be just as talented as Graham, because I think it runs in the family. I'm gonna, obviously Graham, a good friend of mine, and Alan, his brother, I would love them to come and visit. Now, unfortunately, Alan's had very bad news, and he's been struck down with a very serious illness, which is really, really terrible. And all our hearts go out to Alan. So obviously, in the comments, if you want to wish Alan the best of luck, because obviously he's been given a very terminal diagnosis, so he will not be, it'll be difficult for him to come and visit. But obviously I would love Alan to come to visit, so I'm going to try to show Alan like if he was coming to visit, show him round what I've bought and my drawers and stuff, so he can take a nose. So obviously hope everybody will wish Alan the best of luck and best of wishes, and I will, without further ado, show Alan round, and you can take a look at my workshop, and hopefully you'll get some enjoyment. All right, let's get on with it. Right, Alan, so this is my workshop. It's only small, and it's just a small garage with lots and lots of junk in it, and this is inside my house. And here is where I make videos, where I was just making that clip and a clip. And we've got a wonderful Rathbone display here of antique levels, which is one of my favourites. And then up here we've got a wonderful crescent tool display and an eclipse sign and all sorts of other junk. This is my main backhoe wall, which I've showed loads of times on videos. Lots and lots of tools. And here's a recent display of wrenches are made with marples. And then pride of place is a lot of the things your brother has kindly made over the years, like the hammer I just shown and these wonderful planes. He made this plane with my name on it, which I was really grateful of. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful. And then I've got some more vices. I collect antique vices as well. Don't know why, but I've got about 100 of them now because I'm mentally ill. And then up here we've got a collection of backhoe items and other items. So in these drawers, some of them are just random. So we've got, God knows why, a whole drawer of random vices. Don't know why I've done that. This drawer, I've got some squares. God knows why. What have we got in this drawer? We've got some calipers in this drawer. So packed you can hardly get in it. And then files. And I think it gets progressively worse of just general scrappy tools and junk. Plumbing tools. Oh, you'll know that one. We've had plenty of years using those, plumbers and monument and all the rest of it. I hate this drawer because it's so full I can hardly close it. And then here we've got a rather crammed drawer of screwdrivers and hammers, which is always fun. Lots of junk in there. And then here we've got, which I like, one of my favourite drawers, lots and lots of monkey wrenches. You'll find that there's a theme of monkey wrenches through almost every drawer. We've got here more spanners, lots of different types of spanners. Not very proud of this drawer. I think I've just recently combined two drawers into one yesterday. not my strongest point. Some bendy wrenches and some other types of wrenches. And what's in this drawer? Batteries. And I think this drawer is just general overflow junk. Here we've got some lovely ivory rules. I think there might be a Stanley one in here floating about. We've got some backhoe screwdrivers and some wonderful brass plaques your brother made for me. Absolutely beautiful, and I use those for all my pictures and photography, and absolutely fantastic. Another junk drawer. Lots of random junk items. Need to go through that drawer. General you know, general bits and bobs. Spanners. These are just generic spanners. They're not the fancy ones or anything. They're just generic spanners. And then here some sandpaper. And then the next drawer we've got, I used to do polishing a bit until I realised how much hard work it was and how lazy I am, and then I stopped doing it. But when you polish the spanners, like, they do look rather nice, but it is a lot of work and it creates a lot of dust, and I just got fed up of the dirt and the dust. But they do come out nice and they do feel so smooth. These were copied from my friend Scoutcrafter, who's a bit of a genius and does wonderful restorations. But I soon realised I haven't got the heart for it. But when you do them, they do look quite nice. Levels. Are you on the level? Lots of levels there. Pliers. Got bloody tons of those bloody things. What else have we got here? More pliers. These are actually all backhoe pliers and backhoe tools. These are one of my favourites actually, these fencing pliers. I don't know why, I just think they're a wonderful design. What have we got in here? Oh, brassy items. So lots and lots of brassy bits and bobs, calipers and wire gauges, and I like little brassy bits and bobs. Wooden rules, lots and lots of those. And Lucas spanners. Lucas is one of my good friends' main hobbies in collecting. Roger. I've got a very small collection. Roger's got a huge one. NOS items, things in boxes. Can't beat a bit of NOS. And more pipe wrenches. You'll recognise these, being a plumber. Lots and lots of pipe wrenches. And then here we've got, this is some of my swaps. This is what I try and throw a few extra items in to try and make deals and find new spanners. I always chuck a few extra bits and bobs in, and that's where I get them from, my swaps drawer. And then here I've got my usable tools, which I use when I'm doing maintenance and stuff. Up here we got Van Dials, one of my favourite manufacturers, mostly got by my friend Alex, who met your brother. I love Van Dials, one of my favourites. And then here we've got latest drawer. I've not actually shown these in videos yet. This is a preview. These came from Australia and they're very, very special. So I was really pleased to pick those up. I'll be doing a video on those. You've got a preview, Alan. And then here we've got double-ended wrenches. One's metric and one's SAE. Everybody knows that. And I've got quite a collection of those. Here we've got floppy head wrenches. Don't know the purpose of these really. They don't really work that well, but I do like them, so I keep buying them. And then here we've got some English wrenches, overflow. These is one of my favourites, but they don't work well, but they're wonderful. This is probably my favourite wrench of all time. This is a Chesterman. Really, really nice. So, and here we've got French wrenches. Also one of my favourite drawers. I think the French come up with some wonderful designs. Here we got some bicycle wrenches. And here, Billings and Spencer, one of my favourite manufacturers. Billings and Spencer, Hartford, Connecticut. You got to love a bit of Billings and Spencer. Here's one of my favourite drawers. This is a collection of multi-tools, which I've been collecting those now. So I've got quite a few of those multi-tools. And then here we've got brassy items and other random bits and bobs. And then down here, more usable tools which I use when I'm doing maintenance, things like that. Right, on this side, we've got some small bicycle wrenches, not many of them, little ones. That's a junk drawer. These are just batteries and junk, nothing we're talking about. We got some English bicycle wrenches in here, one of my favourite drawers. We've got more bicycle wrenches. Are you guessing a bit of a theme here, buddy? There's quite a lot. American wrenches, very cool. And then here we've got planes. Not very many of them now. I've got rid of most of them, but I've got a few still. Nothing magical. Don't know what's in here. A few more planes and bits of brass and general junk. Junk drawer. Lots and lots of brass and junk and different bits and bobs, but nothing magical. Here, random bits I bought from antique fairs and threw in there. Brass plaques, got plenty of those. Junk. Next drawer, we've got here backhoe items over here. And one of my favourite drawers, definitely, Timmins. Now, your brother repaired the handle on these because the handle was completely smashed off, and he returned out. He did an absolutely fantastic job of turning these, and these are two brand new aged oak handles, which were destroyed, really, these wrenches. Timmins, and yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius. This is my collection of Aspreys. Really like that. Alex made me change the colour. Don't blame me for the colour. Well, another one of my favourite drawers. This is a collection of a Domino footprints. Footprints you might recognise because they are the plumbing tool of the UK for the last 160 years. So I'd be very surprised if you've not had a footprint over the years. Hammers, all random hammers. Another one of my favourite drawers, HD Smith, American company, made wonderful tools. Wonderful tools. And then the bottom drawer, more axes and hammers, nothing magical. Here we've got miniature tools. Just here, miniature tools. And here, stuff I've not photographed yet or made a video about. Padlocks, got loads of those. Lots of different types of padlocks. And here, a scale for weighing parcels. And then these drawers are full of smalls, random bits which would get lost in other drawers. Salesman sample, one of my favourites. Random screwdrivers. Lots of brass items, bits and bobs. More bits and bobs and brassy items. Don't ask me why. I mean, half of this stuff, I do wonder why I bought it. More bits and bobs, brassy items. More gauges. More junk. More junk. And some wonderful, what do you call them, corkscrews. And then on to the side, we've got more brassy random junk, letters and all sorts of bits and bobs. More junk here, lots of items. This was made by my good friend, and I'm very grateful for it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. Calipers, other junk, things with legs on, don't ask me why. More junk, plaques and junk, lots of junk, more junk, little spanners, more little spanners, more little spanners, more little spanners, and random little bits and bobs, pen knives mostly, and fleams for cutting when you need to make, you know, Victorian medicine. I think I'm going to leave it here, Alan, and I'll make a part 2 and show you my other workshop from here.